So Netflix sent me the wrong disc again. Yeah, so it was supposed to be Human Centipede. Don't judge me. And instead, they sent me this blank disc. It's got nothing printed on it, no indication of what it is, just blank disc. Yeah, so I'm going to watch it and see what it is. And you go out and you have a fabulous evening, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Bye.
Yeah, super happy. Awesome movie time.
Okay, we'll be recording these sessions, so if you could state your name.
I'm Drosh.
I'm Jim.
Today we're going to be talking about the movie Session 9.
Well, it was an indie movie.
You mean that horror film?
Directed by Brad Anderson.
Directed by Brad Anderson?
I'm afraid I don't know him.
With that guy from CSI Miami?
David Caruso? Yes.
It's about a hazardous materials crew that gets a job clearing out asbestos from a spooky old insane asylum in Massachusetts.
That sounds like it would be scary. How did it make you feel?
I don't know. I don't really like scary movies.
Why not? Aren't all movies part of what you do?
Just because it's my job doesn't mean that I have to like it. But as horror movies go, this was pretty good. At least it started out good. Great premise, great environment.
It is. It's a pretty big place with a lot of history. And pretty soon the crew boss...
That was... Peter Mullen?
He's desperate to get this job, so he promises to complete it in a week.
He's obviously under a lot of stress.
Well, there's all this interplay between them. Caruso is Phil, his second in command. He's got to beef with Hank, because he stole his girlfriend. And there's Jeff, the mullet-headed nephew of Gordon.
Go on.
Jeez, this is really a rough place. Do we have to do this here?
It's for your own good. Tell me about the tapes.
And then there's Mike.
Well, one of the workers finds these record-to-therapy tapes that...
What?
Nothing. Anyway, the tapes are of a woman who has multiple personality disorder. And it becomes very clear as the tapes go on that one of her personalities made her murder somebody. And as the tapes get more and more intense, the hazmat crew begins to unravel.
I liked Mike best.
The almost Lovecraftian investigator.
Yeah, if I relate to any of them, I relate to him.
Not the mullet-headed idiot?
No.
I see.
Workers disappear, others turn up dead.
Sorry, man, I was freaking out. The lights went out, and I got these in the van. Is that okay?
The end is pretty disturbing.
What happens?
Come on, Doc. We agreed, no spoilers.
How did this movie make you feel?
Vulnerable. And betrayed.
I really liked it. It had a great look. It was creepy without being gory. See, this came out in 2001, right in the middle of what I call the Blair Witch era, where movies were focused more on suspense and atmosphere. Of course, a couple years later, movies like Saw and Hostel came out, and it brought torture porn back into fashion.
What about the atmosphere?
It's very creepy.
I loved the long shots of the exteriors in the hallways.
The decrepit hospital they're in is almost a character all in itself. It's just looming and dark, and the corridors make it seem to be a very confusing place. Add to that the creepy tapes that one of the characters finds and begins listening to, which are sometimes disturbing and sometimes just annoying.
How it rarely lingered on any detail for any length of time.
I was never really comfortable in this place, which is definitely a plus.
It really gave me the sense of being unbalanced.
Speaking of unbalanced, I'd like to ask you about Ninja 3, The Domination.
Oh, I told you, Doc, I'm not ready to talk about that yet.
What did you like about the movie?
I like the subplot about Mike and the tapes.
Well, I loved how it looked. I love how the story took its time.
but I really wanted to go somewhere faster than it seemed to be going.
And how it used the therapy tapes as a B story to sort of echo the main story.
You seem very impatient.
You've never had to sit through Repo, the genetic opera.
Sure, it's not as well done as Sixth Sense or Audition, but it's a fun, creepy little film.
Okay, well I think we should start talking about how Timothy Oliphant movies keep appearing in your life.
Ugh, we've been over this so many times.
Fine. What didn't you like about the story?
Well,
You'll just think I'm nitpicking.
No, this is a safe space. Let it out.
alright. What really bothered me
Well, it really bugged me.
was that a 5-man crew is supposed to clear out all the asbestos in this huge place inside a week.
That for the first couple days, no one seemed to actually be removing any asbestos.
Anyone hardly spends any time working.
But the movie isn't about asbestos.
It's all about asbestos. The building is trying to kill them, and this is just another way. And these guys are having their petty little infights and not concentrating on removing the asbestos. Frickin' asbestos!
Did you actually watch this movie? You seem to...
Asbestos! You know, the first half of this movie was awesome. The second half of it, it just dragged on and on. After the first victim is claimed, I just wanted more bad things to happen. But no, the movie just lingered on and on. This movie is a drunken house guest who peed his pants and won't get in the damn taxi.
Hello, Doc.
Simon?
You know who I am.
Uh-huh.
And then there's the whole multiple personality disorder bit. It's such an overused cliche, and worse yet, Hollywood doesn't know how to portray it accurately. They should leave the subject alone until they know how to handle it. And what's worse, multiple personality does not equal demonic possession.
You don't know what evil you have brought upon you.
No!
All he wanted was a cookie. All he wanted was a cookie. He just wanted a cookie. All he wanted was a cookie. All he wanted was a cookie. Just wanted a cookie.
Hello?
You don't know what evil you have brought upon you.
Oh, hey Simon, how's it hanging?
It sucks. I think I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh.
Sorry.